Hello, hello, happy Sunday. Welcome. I'm going to give the room just a few more seconds to build, and then we will go ahead and get started for this evening. Please go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you're stopping by just because you saw live pop up. I hope you will stick around for a little bit and see if this is a place you'd like to be. Happy Sunday, Crystal, Keisha, Vader, Bags of Love, Emerald Gold, Roslyn, CF. Happy Sunday, ladies. Thank you for being here. Please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. We will go ahead and kick off here in just a second. Hello, Teresa. I hope all is well. Happy Sunday, Samurai. Welcome, ladies. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I probably should have named the live tonight a sip and cuss, and I may go back and change that because I do have a sip and cuss, but I also have a reveal that actually ties into the sip and cuss. So while everybody else is coming into the room, if you need a beverage of some sort to get through a partial sip and cuss, please go ahead and take an early intermission and go ahead and grab your beverage now. Hello, Noel. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Hello, Shirley. Happy Sunday. All right. So, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Again, I'm thinking that I may change. Hi, Ingrid. Hi, Southern Belle 13. I may change the title of tonight's live stream actually to a sip and cuss and reveal because that is what I want to spend the majority of my time on tonight. And I do have a new bag reveal, but it kind of ties into the sip and cuss in that things are not always as they seem. And I've got a couple of examples that I want to go through. Hi, Bad Crazy. A couple of examples that I want to go through before I actually get to the I'll in the live. Hello, hello, Vader. Hello, Diva. Happy Sunday. So several of you probably remember last year, last fall, when, or it may have even been earlier in the year, when Dooney launched a new color called Slate. And it didn't matter whether you were on Instagram, whether you were in a live chat, whether you were in one of the Facebook groups. The question that seemed to, or the answer to the question that seemed to elude everyone was, is the bag blue or is it gray? Is it a blue gray? Does it shift? Right? Because in some lighting, in some pictures, in some bags, the bag looked like it was a true, deep, gorgeous gray, right? A color that you might not have been able to find elsewhere. And then there were other times that if you were like me, you scratched your head and said, well, I already have steel blue, and this kind of looks blue. So, do I need a slate Florentine medium satchel because it looks a little blue? The funny thing is, I spent some time, a couple of Saturdays, talking to different Dooney SAs and store managers, calling all across the country, inquiring about the color slate and asking if the color was blue or if it was gray, if it was a bluish haze, could not agree on what the color really was, right? Depending on the lighting of their store and what it was like outside, and maybe what they had it paired to and where they set it in the store and what they were wearing that day, that color just seemed to vary. And even if you recall looking at pictures of the color slate in bags online, it even further prompted more questions on it. Does the color shift? That would have been nice if Dooney had marketed it that way, right? But there was never, I felt, a real solid answer on which camp the color slate lived in. All right, so slate is still not in my collection because I still haven't been able to figure out whether it's a blue or a gray, depending on which camp I land on, whether or not I need another one of those bags in that color. Let me give you another one that I think threw a lot of people off. It even threw me off looking at it and then ultimately purchasing it. And that is the color salmon. But not just the Florentine salmon, because there was pretty much a consensus that the old salmon or the original salmon and the new salmon that launched were completely different colors, right? They carry the same name, but those colors, the batches, the berries, the whatever they did in order to come up with that new salmon was very different from the original. So I don't know, maybe they used genetically modified berries in the second batch and they didn't in the first one. I don't know what the issue was. But even greater, I don't know if it could be greater. But there was also the difference between salmon and Tilly carrying the color salmon, because that color almost looked red on camera, and in person it gives this kind of orangey geranium vibe to it. So if you only went by the pictures, then what you got in person was completely different from what was depicted. I'll take it even a step further. I'm sure many of you follow my tribe sister, Phenomenal Personality. She has an absolutely stunning chambray double swagger. The color is gorgeous. It's like a denim-y, very blue. It's a deep kind of rich color. And I think from her video, I could really see the color saturation in the leather that put that bag on my radar. So much that I revealed that bag to you on my channel. So if you've not seen that after this live stream ends, please go not only check out my video, but my Tribe Sister Phenomenal Personalities video. But for those of you that maybe recently saw that bag online at a retailer for sale, not only did they not call it chambray, they actually named it pastel blue and took pictures in a way that if you did not know that there were only a small number excuse me, of colors that were released in that bag, you might have been led to believe that there was a color different from chambray. The one night I don't bring water in. Excuse me. So that those pictures, the lighting, the naming of that color looks completely different from seeing that bag in person or seeing it even in other YouTubers' elements in their lighting. Those give you a more realistic picture of what that bag looks like, because it is not pastel in any way. Maybe the little side corner panels have a little pastel tinge to the color, but that overall blue is more denim than it is pastel. So on that note, I just want to continue to reiterate and to emphasize that when you are doing research on a bag, it is extremely important, if you have not seen that bag in person, for you to look at a variety of influencers that are showing the bag, what it fits, the colors, the lighting, how they're carrying it, because all of those things can help you make a more educated, um, informed buying decision. The buying decision that results in you keeping a bag in your collection versus a bag coming, it not being as it appeared or as you thought, and then it ends up being returned, and it's a return that somebody else, of course, is likely not going to be happy with because it's not a new bag. um it is unfortunate that we have to go through those extremes to make a purchase. But given the time that we are in, I am going to call to task every single influencer that is showing products of any kind, but especially in this community where we're talking about bags and accessories and charms and wallets and fashion and skincare and all these other things, that because that follow us or that follow our videos or that happen to click on it, just because they're in the process of doing their research, we have to do a much better job of consistently getting useful information out in this time when people are less likely to be able to see that item in person. So, I guess it's probably been a week ago. I did a post on my IG page asking for influencer feedback, right? The pet peeves, the things that drive you crazy. And a lot of the things that you posted in that thread are also things that drive me absolutely insane as I'm watching videos or as I'm doing research, because I don't do well with videos that are, um, look, what this is what I got. Look at it. I got it. I love it. Da da da. Right? Great, you love it. But if I'm interested in it and I've clicked on your video, I want there to be some information that I get from watching that content that helps me make a decision, helps me make an informed decision. And it's great if that's what your content is about just, showing what you have. But information is extremely important in how you share what you've purchased, how you will use it, how you will carry it, what fits in it, color and size comparisons. Those are a lot of the things that I, as a consumer, forget about me being an influencer at this point, but those are the things that I, as a consumer, am looking for in order to make a decision. So it has been extremely helpful to have my tribe sisters be willing to send pictures and size comparisons and folks taking review requests or comparison requests, so that as we are trying to make the best possible decisions, kind of sight unseen, right? Because you haven't felt it, touched it, held it, seen it against your body type. It really is taking the opinion of that stranger in many cases, take putting a lot of stock in their opinion. So I think it's just really important that as influencers or anyone that has a platform on YouTube, particularly in this community, that when you are sharing something, it's not just the, ooh, look what I got new, look what I found, oh, it was a good deal, but really spending some time to get into the details of what makes that a good purchase. And I don't want to just hear the good about a bag. If there are some flaws or design defects or quality defects that in your opinion exist, I want to know that, because I may feel the same way about that bag when I get it. And had I heard an honest opinion about that on the front side, I would have been more likely to maybe not pull the trigger had I gotten, you know, the skinny on that bag for real. All right, so yesterday I posted a video of a gorgeous under the lights black multicolored chain link dinky. Oh my goodness. When that thing popped up, I was so excited to have it. Because if you know me and black bags, I don't do a lot of black bags, but if I'm going to get a black bag, it has got to say something. It's got to be really unique, something different to my collection, or it has to be an absolutely stunning way for black to be done. And I thought that Coach did an amazing job on the dinky, the chain link detail. It is a smaller silhouette of a bag. I was itching to get that bag into my collection. And it was less than stunning, less than colorful, less than vibrant than, oh my goodness, it was so disappointing. I'm looking at the bag in person, and then I'm looking at it as I'm filming in camera, and I'm like, this is not the same bag. The colors under the camera, even without the HD, without the lights and everything being on, the bag was just so drab in person. And under the camera, I probably would have had to take the picture in like a deep dark room without a flash on, because any little bit of light made the outside of that bag just absolutely gorgeous. It was stunning. Unfortunately, I can't walk around projecting that bag via camera so that people can see how beautiful it should have been in person on its own. So, again, looking at reviews, doing a thorough job of presenting information, lots of pictures, lots of angles, all of those things are absolutely important to me as a consumer as I am making a purchase. So it's not just the colors that can be misleading or disappointing, but going back to Tilly, Tilly, for those that purchased Tilly, it was absolutely a humongous bag. It has a big butt. It has a long length. It has good, a tall height. It has an extra long shoulder strap. It's just a big bag, but it didn't appear that way in the pictures. It was a bigger bag, but it didn't appear to me in the pictures and in the description as big as it actually is in person. Size matters. I'll throw out even my tribe sister Mo Knows Beauty. If you watch the South Carolina YouTuber meetup, Mo saw the medium satchel for the first time in person, right? And when she saw it and thought about the other size satchels that she actually has, you could tell on camera that she really liked that bag, the size of it, and that it was not as large as she thought it was, or as some of the opinions of others that have that bag have painted it to be. So there's great value in being able to see something in person, but I also think that us having a duty to use our platforms to give accurate, clear, informative information also is a source of research and help for other people as they are making a decision about what is too large or what is too small for them. even I'll go back even to the double swagger and even the Coach Courier. I can remember having a conversation with my tribe sister, Phenomenal Personality, about the leather, the weight, the size of the double swagger compared to my two courier satchels. And there are some loose comparisons to those bags. I'm thinking that I may actually do a comparison, not that they are comparing apples to apples, but just because as I was doing my research and I had the courier in hand and had been in store to actually see the courier, I was looking for a comparison to what I had and what I knew would work for me in courier versus my tribe sister's opinion of the double swagger and how that works. How does it compare to the medium satchel, the weight, yada yada yada. So there, the leather is similar. I will tell you that my opinion, the weight of those two bags, the double swagger is way heavier than the Coach Courier. But the Courier also has very minimal hardware on it compared to the double swagger. So, of course, there's going to be some weight differences between those two bags. But that is why, when it comes to doing your research, it is important to know what style and size and dimensions of bags you prefer so that even if you are purchasing it sight unseen, right, not physically seeing, touching it in person, you have some pretty good guidelines that you can stick with that will help you buy bags that will actually work for you. All right. So that part of the actual sip and cuss is done. Please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. But part two of the sip and cuss is this. I have been a long time collector of Dooney and Russell bags. Small, medium, large. Have all three sizes. Love them. They all have a place in my collection. When Dooney launched the Cabriolet version of the Russell, I almost had a meltdown. Because if you recall, I loved the size of and carrying my medium satchel for the first time as an actual handbag due to the influence of none other than DJ King. But it was so stinking heavy after a week of travel. The leather, of course, is absolutely amazing. But after adding tons of other things as I traveled throughout the week, the bag just got heavier and heavier as the days went on. So, to have the same size, same silhouette, lighter fabrication of the bag, I could not get the Cabriolet Russells into my collection fast enough. Now, there was an initial offering of Cabriolet Russells. There was a khaki color, there was a navy, there was a red, a black, and a white. And then later on, they added a natural and a marine. Well, I was unsure about the natural color because it did not have a picture on the site when I made my purchase. But I did not want to miss out on a color that could have been very different from the others that were already being offered on the site. So I pulled the trigger, and when I got it and opened the box, I thought they must have mislabeled this one because this is white. It has to be white. So I put it back in the box and said, you know what? I'm just going to return it. It was a great price, but I don't need two white ones. A day or so passed, and I hadn't called to see if there was a mix up. I hadn't gone online to request the return label. So I pulled it back out and I pulled the white out and I started studying them. And they were so flipping close to each other that I ultimately decided to return the natural and I kept the white because there was only like barely a hair difference between the color of the natural and the color of the white. So, because we are approaching Labor Day, and I know that some people are still very traditional, as well as I can be a lot of the time, about white after Labor Day. I thought I would pull this one, and I think I'm gonna move into it and carry it for the rest of the month. But it is the Cabriolet Russell. This is the medium. There were a couple of small Russells that appeared on the site not too long ago in natural and black, I think, maybe chestnut. It was the traditional three, colors. But what I really want to see with this bag, since the natural, of course, is already gone, is whether or not the new bag organizer that I purchased and have not tried in here, whether it is going to work. So if this bag is too large for you, but you like a leisure or you are an LV tote fan, using a bag organizer in the Russell may be a way for you to get a little bit more control over the interior of your bag and make you feel a little bit better about the size. Now, if there is any critique that I continue to have for Dooney about this silhouette, is that the large version of the Russell does have a slightly longer shoulder drop. It is absolutely perfect. But the medium one, they dropped the ball. But if you were comparing the shoulder drop of the Russell to the shoulder drop, for example, of the Market Tote from Coach, or the shoulder drop of a Neverfull, or even the shoulder drop of like the small Bedford or any of the small MK totes, there's not a whole lot of difference between the shoulder drop on Russell and the shoulder drop on those other bags. That being said, I still wish that they would reconsider the shoulder drop because I think that is a miss. So here is, I purchased another Pelicus. So my tribe sister, VPW_Leo21 can go to the enabler corner yet again for another Pelicus purchase. But I absolutely love their organizers, and the large one that I have works perfectly in like my leisures. It worked perfectly inside of my MCM large Clara. It works beautifully inside of my Newport tote. There are just so many bags that it works great in that I thought that I would upgrade to a larger size to see what the fit would be like inside of a medium Russell, because I have so many of them. And if for some reason it doesn't work inside of the medium, then I do have the large. But this will probably have a lot of extra room inside of the large one. But here is the organizer. It comes flat. And of course, you just pop the bottom up. So it's a big one. It may actually not fit in here. It may need to go inside the large one. Oh, okay. So just a quick review. On the front, there are 3 outside slip pockets. No pockets on the outside on either side. And then on the opposite wall, back wall, no outside pockets, but the back wall does have a large divider. And then on the interior, you can see that there are pockets on the front and the back wall. And then each of the sides has a little, they're a little bit larger than like pin loops, but lots of organization. And then it has a big butt. So there's going to be plenty of space for organization in the interior. If for some reason this does not work in my Russell, in the medium Russell, I can either use it in the large Russell, or it would absolutely work in like my weekender or in one of my duffel bags. Maybe even inside my Dooney and Burke gym bag that many of us made purchases of from the Siesta and the Montego collection. Gonna get the silica packets out and see how this fits in here. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna give it too much structure? Let's see. Fold down. Oh wow. Okay. So it is actually going to be too large for the medium Russell because I can't get the sides to actually lay flat. Let's see. Maybe, wait a minute. Maybe. Will it work? Is it gonna stay? I don't think this. It's too big. It absolutely is too big. But I don't have any luggage out because I haven't been anywhere lately to compare it to. But I do think that it will work inside of my bowler duffel. And I also think it will work inside my gym bag. It could possibly work in my Newport tote. I thought I had a Newport tote out. Let's see. It may be longer. Let's hold please. Let's see if I can find a bag that it might work in. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I have my Newport tote. I'm gonna see if it will fit in here without a problem. If not, then it really would be the large or luggage. So let's see if this is gonna work in here. Let's see. Okay. So here it is in here, but it's the same problem. The length is good, but the depth, because it does have such a big butt, it's these bags, although they have decent sized bottoms on them, they don't have enough space for, I mean, look at that. I don't even have a tape measure here to, goodness. Well, I guess I'm back to using my large one inside my medium Russell. And I need to go back and revisit the size of the organizer. I am absolutely going to keep this. This is going to be great inside of like the gym bag or a weekender or duffel or what else could I use this in? It may actually work in a small carry-on to try to organize some of your stuff, particularly if you are one of those people like me that roll your clothes so that you can maximize your space. Might be able to use this inside of a carry-on piece of luggage and use the compartments for like some of your toiletries, or I don't know, maybe like rolling your underwear small and utilizing the pockets for that kind of space. And then, or even like if you're doing a weekend trip and you're like swimwear, like the bottoms, depending on your cup size, mine wouldn't work in there, but maybe the top in one, the bottom in the other. Toothpaste, deodorant, travel size, lotion, toothbrush, toothpaste, um, maybe a pair of flat sandals or flip flops, and then roll down maybe a couple pairs of shorts and t-shirts. I think you could get away with using this just for packing, like maybe Labor Day weekend. That would, if you're going to go someplace, that would work inside of a travel piece of luggage. I like the size, but the butt of this is going to be so much bigger than anything that I can think of right now. So it is what it is, but I'm going to keep it. So thanks, Val, for again enabling me for another Pelicus purchase. I am never disappointed with the quality of their organizers. I looked and looked and looked at Samorga and could not figure out what size I wanted. I absolutely knew I wanted the red, and in having a conversation with her, discovered this brand and have been extremely pleased with the quality, the size, and the number of bags that it works in, which allows for very quick bag changes. So that is all I have. I don't know whether the chat is on or, let's see. If you are here and have not hit the thumbs up, I would ask that you do so before you head out. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. I think I have another video coming up this weekend. I may try to get another live in this week because military is in the enabler corner for a recent purchase. I'm not complaining. I'm just, giving her accolades. So that's it. Things are not always as they seem. Please make sure that you continue to do your research. Ask lots of questions of the folks in the community so that you can make the absolute best purchase decision, and minimize the frustration and the stigma that comes with bag returns. So thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, I do hope you find something that feeds your addiction. Take care.